So this is the first video of this channel, obvious as you can probably tell. Um, so this is like a side project that I'm doing. Um, Ethan, a blog, and I, Many Make Deaths, are working together, on this like climate change like project. Um, so yeah. Today, we're going to be uploading every Saturday and Monday, I think. Or Friday, I mean. Every Friday and Monday, I think. I don't really know. But as you have, if you've been probably paying attention to like the news and stuff, you've probably heard of Hurricane Michael. And it just like appeared out of nowhere in the Gulf of Mexico. Here. Oh shit, they don't have it yet. But it appeared like right here and it came through. It went up through right here, pretty much. The NOAA, NOAA, tracked it quite well, but like you can't really. It's really hard to like project how powerful the hurricane's gonna be. Most hurricanes get weaker as they approach the coast, as you see with like Hurricane Florence. It's like a Category 5, then it lowers to like Category 2, I think, when it makes landfall. Hurricane Katrina, you see here, it develops right here. It comes through right here, and it nails New Orleans. But so tropical depression, tropical storm, then Category 1, Category 2, Category 3, Category 4 and 5. And then when it makes landfall, about right here, it lowers to Category 4 as it approaches the coast. That's because like the storm interacting with the land, it weakens. See that with Harvey as well. Hurricane Harvey just last year. You see that? It's tropical depression, tropical storm, Category 1, and then 2, and 3. As it like makes landfall, it lowers because it's interacting with the land, and then it comes in and then out and then back in. We're gonna talk about that later. But so I'll link all three of these in the description, both the New York Times articles, both of them, and the Hurricane Archive thing. So before we get started, a very common misconception with hurricane, the categories, is that it determines the like the rainfall and the power of the wind, like how fast the wind is going, and that's actually that's false. You could get a tropical depression, yet still get multiple feet, like, of water. And so, like, the category is not the rainfall, it's just the wind. So you can have a tropical depression, which is very low wind, but have a whole lot of rain. And you can get storms with like a Category 3 or 4, but not have a whole lot of rain, which is very unlikely, but still have like a whole lot of wind. But as it says here, Hurricane Michael was like a very like unexpected, and people didn't think that it would be real. It was almost a Category 5 when it made landfall. It's a Category 4, very close to being Category 5. And most hurricanes, when they come through, they slow down, and then like they lower categories, like the wind gets less and less as it makes landfall. Also, they don't move as fast usually. But Hurricane Michael moved really fast, and it strengthened a whole lot in a very short amount of time. And like climate change is impacting that. This was the first major hurricane. Florence was not a major hurricane when it made landfall. I think it was a Category 2 when it made landfall. Let me check. No, they don't have it this year yet. Hurricane Florence hit right here. It was a Category 2, if I remember correctly. But no two hurricanes are the same, so like you can't really compare them. So like the littlest disturbance can create something huge. Like, as it says here, the flap of a butterfly's wing in Brazil might set off a tornado in Texas. That's very unlikely, but I mean it's metaphoric. So yeah. But no two hurricanes are alike. Storms like Hurricane Florence this year and Harvey last year moved very slowly and dumped lots of rain over the landscape. Katrina in 2005 had weakened to a Category 3 storm by its landfall on the Gulf Coast, but delivered a smashing storm surge that rose 27.8 feet above mean sea level at Pass Christian, Mississippi. So, with climate change, melting more ice, and like sea levels rising, it creates bigger storms because one, the water is heating up, and two, the sea levels are rising, which means more storm surge, which means more water, and then all the rain on top of that, which is a whole lot of flooding. So this article is projecting major climate. This article is on the climate update thing sent out by I don't remember who, but it describes a strong risk of crisis as early as 2040. The worst case scenario, we could have a mass extinction of coral reefs by then. So, which is only 22 years. It's not a long time if you think about it. But yeah. Hold on. So, half a degree of global warming is a huge deal. It sounds very small. Here, I'll show you both. I'll put links of all four. But half a degree of global warming is a huge deal. So, sea ice in the Arctic will 1.5 degrees Celsius. Sea ice will remain most summers. But 2 Celsius, which is worst case scenario, which is quite likely of happening, is ice-free summers are 10 times more likely, which is a huge deal. Extreme heat, so huge heat waves like the one in Europe in 2007. Ones like that could happen like once every 5 years and affect 14% of world population with 1.5 degrees Celsius, but about 37 with 2 degrees Celsius increase. Huge water scarcity. It may not seem like we have a water scarcity problem yet, but if you look at cities like Cape Town in South Africa, they were running out of water and still are, and then they had to shut down. They were going to shut down taps, but which is nicknamed Day Zero. But the community took action with cutting back water stuff, like how much water they use. So they postponed water Day Zero. But we can't get to the point of where we have barely any water left, and then we start conserving. We need to start conserving now. Okay. Whole lot of species will be losing a whole lot of their population. Coral reefs. This is really big. 1.5